What if I told you the biggest steal of the entire draft wasn't a highly touted early pick, but an undrafted kid who is about to completely redefine the physical identity of our offense? We finally have inside access to what the head coach is saying behind closed doors right now at rookie minicamp, and the absolute disrespect some of our veterans are about to face is genuinely shocking. Buckle up, because the blueprint for our next dynasty is being laid down as we speak, and the behind-the-scenes drama is already off the charts. Before we dive into this absolute madness, please drop a like, share this video with the faithful, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a breaking update. Let us kick things off with a situation that is already sending shockwaves through the locker room, and it involves our brand new second-round pick out of Iowa, center Logan Jones. The coaching staff is absolutely buzzing about this kid, and it is not just coach speak. You can read the breadcrumbs, and they are practically spelling out a massive training camp battle. The brass looks at Jones not as a raw rookie who needs a redshirt year to figure out how to tie his cleats, but as a seasoned, battle-tested warrior. Coming out of that gritty Iowa offensive line factory, Jones already possesses the kind of elite football intelligence and emotional makeup that takes most guys a half-decade to develop. Are we seriously about to watch a rookie center step into the most sacred jersey number in franchise history and permanently bench an established veteran on day one? Because let us not ignore the massive elephant in the room. Logan Jones is wearing number 54. Yes, that number 54. Legendary linebacker Brian Urlacher personally gave his blessing for Jones to unretire the digits that have hung untouched in our collective memories for years. You do not just hand a rookie that kind of iconic legacy unless you fully expect him to be a foundational pillar of this franchise for the next 10 to 15 years. The coaching staff has explicitly stated that the ball is entirely in his court regarding how fast he sees the field. Now, we know Garrett Bradbury is currently sitting in the pole position, but let us be brutally honest with ourselves. Bradbury is a one-year stopgap. He is a band-aid on a bullet wound for an offensive line that has been utterly starving for long-term continuity. The dream scenario, the absolute perfect reality that the front office is praying for, is that Logan Jones snatches that starting job immediately and becomes the permanent, decade-long partner in crime for Caleb Williams. My completely unfiltered, way too early prediction. Logan Jones is going to start all 17 games this year. Do not be shocked when he completely takes over. Moving on to another offensive weapon that is turning heads faster than anyone anticipated. We need to talk about our early third-round pick, the tight end out of Stanford, Sam Roush. Our head coach could barely hide a massive smirk when talking about this young man, and for very good reason. When you play tight end in this highly complex, motion-heavy offensive system, you are essentially learning two completely different languages at the exact same time. You have to be a brutal, road-grading extra offensive lineman in the run game, and simultaneously operate with the route-running nuance of a slot receiver in the passing game. It is a mental gauntlet that destroys a lot of rookies. But Sam Roush is literally a computer science major from Stanford. He is operating on a completely different intellectual wavelength. The head coach, who also happens to be a computer science guy, clearly sees a mirror image of his own cerebral approach to the game in Roush. There is zero hesitation or worry about him absorbing the playbook. This is incredibly bad news for guys currently on the depth chart. Look at a veteran like Durham Smythe. With all due respect to Smythe, he played well over 200 snaps last season, but he is fundamentally nowhere near the physical specimen, or the natural talent that Roush is right now. We are going to be living in heavy 2 and 3 tight end sets this year. Roush is not just going to see the field. He is going to be an absolutely devastating flex piece that attacks the soft underbelly of opposing defenses. Now let us flip over to the dark side of the ball, where the violence is being cranked up to an entirely new level. Our first-round safety out of Oregon is already making his presence felt, and the coaching staff is salivating over his tape. When he fell into our laps late in the first round, the draft room must have been doing backflips because mock draft simulations almost unanimously had him off the board long before we were on the clock. This kid is the definition of a defensive Swiss Army knife. Oregon deployed him heavily as a middle read player in Tampa 2 looks, which perfectly highlights his elite playmaking instincts. But what the coaching staff truly loves, what genuinely gets them fired up, is his unparalleled nose for the football and his terrifying closing speed. When the ball is in the air, His acceleration to the catch point is breathtaking. And when he arrives with pure, unadulterated violence. The new defensive regime absolutely demands that level of physical intimidation. Dennis Allen places a massive premium on versatile defensive backs who can seamlessly transition from playing deep center field, to rolling down into the box, to manning up against massive tight ends in the slot. When you combine his elite versatility with Kobe Bryant and Kyler Gordon, the sheer number of disguises and personnel groupings this defense can deploy will be a total nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. We are no longer limited by rigid, one-dimensional defensive backs who are liabilities in coverage. The secondary is going to look radically different, incredibly fluid, and punishingly aggressive. Speaking of the secondary, we have to talk about fourth-round pick Malik Muhammad and the absolute masterclass of a situation he has walked into. Question of the day: who do you honestly believe will be our starting cornerback opposite Jalen Johnson by the end of this season? Are you fiercely defending Tyrique Stevenson? Or do you think the rookie Malik Muhammad ruthlessly steals his job? Do not hold back, let me know down in the comments right now. Because here is the reality: pairing an ultra-talented, hyper-athletic rookie corner like Malik Muhammad with defensive backs coach Al Harris is borderline unfair to the rest of the league. Al Harris is a defensive back whisperer. He is a phenomenal teacher with a proven, systematic approach to building elite cornerbacks from the ground up. Look at his undeniable track record over the last 6 years. He turned Trayvon Diggs into a historic interception machine. He transformed Darren Bland into a household name. And now, he gets to mold a defense that already led the entire National Football League in interceptions last year. Muhammad brings spectacular ball skills, blazing speed, and the exact physical pressman profile that fits this defensive scheme flawlessly. While Tyrique Stevenson might be holding on to that starting spot today, Muhammad is not just a depth piece. He has the undeniable ceiling of a high-end starter. If Stevenson struggles with consistency or has an up-and-down sophomore slump, Muhammad is going to be breathing right down his neck. The absolute best-case scenario is that they both play out of their minds, giving the front office an incredibly difficult, but wonderfully luxurious, long-term financial decision to make down the road. Finally, we have to talk about the absolute wild card of this rookie class, undrafted free agent Hayden Large. I cannot stress this enough: pay extremely close attention to this kid. Our front office identified him completely under the radar long before the draft even started. They specifically recruit these diamond-in-the-rough players who slip through the cracks, and they laid out a highly specific, customized vision for his role on this roster. Now, think about the immense psychological toughness of this kid. We drafted Sam Roush in the 3rd round to play tight end. Most undrafted rookies would see that, panic, and immediately sign with a different team where the depth chart looks easier to climb. Not Hayden Large. He did not even blink. He wanted to be right here, fighting in the trenches, proving everyone wrong. That mindset is exactly why he was a gritty walk-on at Iowa who clawed his way to playing time. Logan Jones, his college teammate and our new second-round center, was practically shouting from the rooftops about him, bluntly stating that the absolute best thing about Large is that he just genuinely loves to block and physically dominate people. In an NFL landscape where every team is looking for that unique H-back, fullback, tight end hybrid who can go out there and violently crack linebackers in the run game, Large is a unicorn. Our top 3 tight ends are towering, long-limbed giants. Large is incredibly compact, built like a brick wall, and perfectly designed to line up in the backfield, go in motion, and blow up the point of attack. Durham Smythe was forced to play some fullback last year, and it clearly was not natural for him. For Hayden Large, it is second nature. When a head coach openly admits to the media that the staff has a vision for an undrafted rookie, you better believe they are carving out a permanent spot for him on the 53-man roster. He is the ultimate underdog, and he might just be the secret weapon we have been desperately waiting for.